Hello, everybody. Full
Hello.
interest. That's it. It's the one.
Full interest.
The moment you've been waiting for.
Sure. Let's go with that.
Uh, yeah, I started making Hamilton references again. Um,
They're going right past my head,
I know.
so
I'm okay with that. Um, so this isn't actually the moment you were waiting for. The moment you were waiting for was about 3 days ago when the new RWBY episode dropped. But the new RWBY episode has, in fact, dropped, and it's a dense one. So bear with us. Yeah, episode 2 came out. I didn't catch the name of it. Do you remember?
dread in the air.
Dread in the
Haha.
air.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this one starts off with
We got some new Salem tech going on over here.
yeah, we get Leo and he's like, "Oh God, what am I doing? What am I doing? I can't see myself in the camera, so I don't know whether I'm in frame. Oh no, what am I doing? Oh." And Watts shows up with his arms like really high up behind his back for some reason, like the kind of posture where it actually takes effort to hold. So I'm not sure why he's doing it quite like that, but whatever. And like it's time, so they go and talk to the Metroid Grim from the previous season.
Got the Salem tech right here.
Mm. So I had to pause watching the episode the first time because I was laughing so hard at what's trolling. That was both the trolling and the fact that it backfired so spectacularly. He's like, "Oh, so this thing is really fascinating. Hey, Cinder," he says to the girl he thinks can't talk. "Oh, are we coming through fine? Cinder, can you hear me?" And she's like, "Shut the fuck up," basically. It's great. You asshole. Oh God. Okay, fine. She's back.
using Grim to Skype to Cinder.
Hmm. Yeah. So that really got me because okay, I
Yeah.
like this character. It's not Roman, but it's a passable substitute. Yeah, I'm fine with this.
He's the kind of guy who's in control and has class, but is also a troll. So,
Yep, it's
uh,
pretty good.
which I always appreciate. Um, so Salem's basically like, all right, cool. You figured out the location of the Spring Maiden, and they're like, well, it wasn't really us, but it was Crow. He was talking about how it has probably in the grasp of his sister Raven, and
Yeah,
Salem's like, if I knew you would be this effective, like this quickly, I would have put you on this a long time ago.
yeah, I had nothing to do with it, which he cops to. So I don't know whether that's worth credit in this circumstance, but he, admits he had nothing to do with it. It just happened to happen. They happened to just be handed the information they were looking for so long.
Yeah.
Um, and then Leo oversteps his bounds a little bit. Uh, Not in I seem to be rebelling kind of way, but in an I'm telling this possibly demigod like entity what to do. And she doesn't appreciate it and immediately has him strangled by the Metroid.
Mm. After the call eventually finishes, uh, Cinder's all like,
You are skipping way ahead because we find out what everyone's going to be doing.
"Oh yeah,
Yeah.
true."
So,
There's
Cinder's
that.
team. So Mercury and Emerald will be doing things in this season, so that's a plus.
Oh yeah, the characters. In
Yeah,
case you forgot.
they're characters. Mercury even gets a spot in the intro this time. Um, for like a second. It's pretty cool, right? um, so they will be going to Haven to meet with Watts,
Mm-hmm.
and together the four of them are going to go to Raven's clan tribe to convince uh, her that you should probably hand over the Spring Maiden. Probably, you know, might be in your
Yeah.
best interests, kind of thing. And then after that, they're to contact Hazel for whatever reason. We don't really, too far in the future, no one cares.
Yeah.
Then a weird thing happens. There's a bit of a script kerfuffle, from what I can tell. Because Watts goes to leave because, he's got nothing to do, and Salem says, "Not you, Arthur." Which I don't know where that line comes from. Nothing prompted that line. Like, hold on, or wait a minute, we're not done, something like that would have fit more. It was a weird line. Like I say, I made notes, so I went into a bit of a detail on this one. But
he went pretty extensive. I remembered the bits which I remember, because I saw this a couple days ago now.
Yeah, I know. Sorry. So, he apparently needs to fix Tyrion's tail, which is a task that she gives him. So,
Oh, yeah.
Like, I have to assume that means Tyrion is going to be going to Haven as well. Because it would seem strange for Watts to have to go back to wherever Salem lives to fix Tyrion's tail when Cinder's supposed to be going to Haven to meet up with Watts. That's...
I am also a bit interested in the fix his tail. Like, how do you do that? What's your plans for doing that?
I guess that's kind of a hint of what his actual abilities are. He's either going to be some sort of biologist, possibly, that can clone body parts, maybe. Or he could be a rock bell from Full Metal Alchemist, basically. Just like, auto-male tail. That wouldn't be surprising if he's high up in that kind of process and knows those kind of circles.
I'm very interested to see what kind of abilities he has that would allow him to do that, and whether or not he can apply those abilities to other people other than Tyrion. So,
so I'm curious about that. It's a little bit of a hint. It's not much of one, but it gives us a bit of an idea, maybe.
Yeah.
So, was there anything else? I don't think there was anything else, but I'm double checking. No.
I'm pretty sure their Skype call finishes after that.
Yep.
And Cinder's all like, are you planning on keeping the... Oh, yeah, they mentioned that Ruby was with Crow and everybody.
Yeah.
And, so Cinder gets up in arms of, like, why aren't we going after them and killing them right now? Are you telling me you're going to still keep them alive? And Salem's like, if we just killed everybody in our path, you see what just happened? We used Leo and we got information that we needed, and he's been a great help. He was one of Osmond's most trusted friends, and we were able to turn him. You gotta think a little bit more, because you can always use people.
Also, that girl that you're so eager to get your lady murder boner on with, she's probably the person best poised to be able to kill you quite easily. So maybe hold off on that a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Try to diminish hide your weaknesses a little bit more.
Yeah.
Just And this does fit with my interpretation of Cinder, which is she's evil, but I don't think a lot of her plans and sort of stuff came exactly 100% from her.
Yeah, she's kind of a pissy evil, is what she is. She's just kind of petty, and she has her own grudges that she really clings on to.
Mm-hmm.
In fairness, disfigurement is a good reason. Speaking of disfigurement, did you notice anything different about the voice acting for Cinder?
Not really. Not off the top of my head.
I personally wasn't sure it was even still Jessica Negri. I should have checked that when I was looking at the credits earlier, but I didn't. But it seemed like, you remember in the first 3 seasons she had kind of a bit of a precise thing going on. She would speak very deliberately and, that sort of thing. Here she's kind of more mealy-mouthed and mumbling. And I kind of wonder whether she's recovered, but she's sort of been left with a bit of a speech impediment.
Yeah, I think there might be some, actual lasting damage. And I think that would be a cool thing to work into the voice acting.
Yeah.
I double checked. Cinder isn't still still voiced by Jessica Negri.
Fair play then. Taking a different tone with the character. Yeah. Fair play.
Yeah, I like this. I like how Cinder is currently voice acted though. It does sound less.
It's selling the pettiness. She almost sounds like she's pouting. It's a pouty voice.
Yeah.
Why can't we go kill Ruby, the silver-eyed girl? I want to go kill her. Yeah, so fair play on that one. What's the Lady Murderboner? So, and Salem wants to talk to Tyrion. That was the end of that scene. She
seems angry with his failure.
Yeah.
And so then we go to
Weiss.
And she's in the air. I hope no dread comes to her in the air.
Yeah, so she and her pilot buddy are flying through some floating islands because of gravity dust that is nearby. So that's actually a cool bit of lore. That's like, okay, dust will have an effect on the surrounding environment. So
yeah,
you think back to the season 3 arena fights, and you have to wonder, those arenas, did they design those to be element based, or did they just plant the dust crystals in there and just wait for things to happen?
It is really interesting, and especially helps to kind of like they mention, the gravity is all wonky here because of this area, and so you get to kind of, it helps recontextualize it. Everything that's flying is most likely flying because of gravity dust.
Yep.
So it all helps make the world make a little bit more sense, I feel.
Yeah.
Which is really nice. It's a really nice bit of lore, I guess, that can be applied to many interpretations of things.
Yeah.
So they are.
So they're flying through these floating islands, and the pilot says, there's some Grimm that are around here. The Lancers, they're Wasp Grimm, basically.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, let's just hope that our friends on the distress call are going to keep them occupied. And then I have to assume an escort ship almost crashes into them, into their little...
Yeah, look out. They're like all just swarmed.
The pilot of that ship was apparently named Percy, and my immediate thought was Lord Frederick Steen von Mussel-Kolosowski de Rolla III. No!
You're not alone in that thought. Yeah. I thought of Critical Role as well.
Yeah. Poor Percy. He would have been a cool character in this show.
Yeah, no. He would have used Dust really well.
Yeah.
For a character all about guns, yeah.
There's a crossover idea.
Crossover Critical Role and RWBY. There you go. Oh gosh, that'd be awesome.
So
that's going to be a thought that's going to stick in the back of my head for like a week.
I know, right? That bit of nonsense put aside, though.
Yeah, there's like, there's another ship. We should go out and save. Oh no.
Yeah, so Weiss basically ends up getting a front row seat to being completely unable to do anything. Like, it was abstract before of, we're not going to go help them, and you can't really convince me to do so it's not going to happen. Now, we see what happens because of that, and she doesn't get to look away.
Yeah. So it was 2 ships that went down.
Yep.
And then they start going for Weiss's ship.
Mm-hmm.
And Weiss is like, okay, I'm done just sitting here. I'm gonna go out and we're gonna solve this. She is like, open the back hatch when I tell you. And he's going, and back hatch opens, and Weiss starts to use her there was a bunch of dust in the cargo, illegal dust, being transported.
Because
and
of
she's
the
like,
embargo.
I'm going to use this, and proceeds to launch fire and ice out at the various lancers as they're racing away. And this is I know we had last season we had the whole boat battle.
Yeah.
And this is kind of what I thought of when I was watching those. I was thinking of the boat battle. It's just an interesting environment to try to battle something in.
Yeah.
And this is kind of a chase in the air, and I thought it was really cool.
It's pretty interesting. It's very restricted because they're in the air, which doesn't make it a particularly interesting fight, but it's an interesting idea for how you would have to fight in that kind of environment.
Yeah, it's an interesting, different type of fight.
Yeah, like as much as she's trying to fight and fend off the things, she's trying to protect the ship that she's on. So even if she could leave, which wouldn't be a very good idea, they just immediately swarm the ship and destroy it. So.
So they managed to, through a bunch of maneuvers from the pilot, and boy is he. I'm really liking the pilot. I was thinking when I was watching this, like I'm starting to like this pilot. He's an interesting character.
He's all right as a character. I feel like the voice actor could have done with a bit more oomph in the high tension situations. Like
compared to the other sort of extra characters, he's been more interesting. In my opinion. So
we do get a shot in the middle of them killing these other wasps. I didn't know what it was the first time I watched it. I was a bit confused because, like, in the middle of them doing the canyon run and everything, and it's all cool, there's this just like 5-second shot of one particular wasp. And I'm like,
yeah,
okay.
The lights in its eyes are going on, and
that's the queen of the Lancer Queen. So it's the big boss one, kind of like Grand Nevermore and Alpha Beowulf and such and such and such and such, the big one. And I feel like that wasn't made particularly clear, partially because they look very, very similar.
Yeah, and there was no sense of really scale. So
yeah, and it was so zoomed in on the thing that there was no sense of the size of it, and they didn't like change the music at all. It was just kind of, hey, we're gonna keep the pace of the music, and everything's gonna be really exciting. And even though we've just got a shot of this one thing that's just not really doing anything for 5 seconds, okay, we're back to the action.
Yeah, that was weird.
It could have used like an ominous dip in the music, like, and then it goes back up to speedy and everything's happening kind of music again.
So then she finally gets able to take out like pretty much most of the Lancers. And then the Queen shows up, and she's like, oh no, this is going to be bad. Proceeds to try to fight the Queen from the back.
Yep, just throws literally all of the dust out of the plane, ship, whatever.
Which doesn't do as much as she would hope.
Then Zero gets a happy.
Because she summons her stand, her knight, and
Zero
I'm like,
has been waiting for this for 2 seasons. Just this. I don't know if he was even watching the show for anything else. He just wanted to see this.
And you're completely right. I wanted to see this for a long time, and finally, it goes out. And it's in full swing. It's running out. I think Weiss is creating platforms and controlling it from the back of the ship. And
it looks like she really has to concentrate to use it, from what I can tell.
And it gets its giant like spirit greatsword, and it's just like jumps up, like they fly up, right? And then it falls out, and it's just it just slashes right through the thing, and it kills it. It's so cool. And I was like, yeah, this is what I wanted.
Unfortunately, in the middle of doing that, it deflects one of the stingers directly into the ship, which quite possibly the worst case scenario for what could have happened there with that fight. But, it's fine.
I don't care. I got to
Sorry.
see what I wanted to see.
Sorry, I was shitting all over your happy right there. So.
No. I'm still happy.
Mm.
I am content. This was exactly what I needed.
Mm-hmm.
So the ship
Sure.
crashes, but we go back to somewhere else.
And she tries to catch it with the gravity glyph, the black one. Several times, it doesn't take.
So before that, though, we go to another place with big old white fang on the walls and hanging down. And I guess this must be the headquarters.
Yeah, we don't really know where it is beyond in Mistral, because they only show us an indoor shot. But, yeah, so we finally get the reveal of Sienna Khan, who... Good job on the voice acting. Because it actually... I can't quite remember, but I feel like the original Jungle Book, the cartoon film, Shere Khan sort of had this kind of in his voice kind of thing, only a little more dignified kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of got that in there, I feel like. Just a little bit. Not much, but just enough.
Sienna Khan was well voice acted, and it...
Everything's
something
exploding.
just happened. Yeah, everything's exploding in my kitchen. I don't know what happened.
People
are probably dying. But anyways, so Adam shows up and he's like, "Hey girl, what's up?" And she like, "Bro, you done goofed."
Yeah. How unfortunate that Sienna Khan actually seems like a reasonable authority figure.
Yep.
We can't have those.
Adam's like, "Yeah, no, we gotta like have the humans like serve us, y'all." And
we are the dominant species. We are the mutants.
Yeah, they should serve us. And Sienna's like, "Nah, dude. If we go to war, we'll totally lose."
Yeah. Also, destroying an academy is basically asking for everyone to turn against us. And you've been like getting in bed with this group of humans that we don't know a goddamn thing about. Bad enough that they're humans, but we don't know a thing about them or what their goals are. And why don't you meet one?
And also, she's like, "Well, he also destroyed that tower, which slowed down communication. You kind of put my internet speed down by like a fourth." And it's just, my downloads aren't going through it. I can't torrent anything anymore.
I have to watch the Fandom Flux podcast, you asshole.
I can't. There's a long.
She comments on all of them.
Those are long episodes, and I just can't load them in time. I have to preload them. It takes like hours. All right, so he's like, "Hey."
Sorry.
He's like, "Hey, girl. Meet my friend. He's pretty handsome." And so
like, "Hey,
his friend comes.
What's up? Nobody needs to die today.
We could talk this out. We just work together. And
he bows. He's respectful and everything.
Yeah.
And she says, "If you stay here, we're probably going to kill you." And he's like, "I'll take that chance."
Fair enough.
She's like, "I dig it." She sits down, crosses her legs. Getting a little off track with the description of what actually happens in this episode.
Yeah, so like they're all like, it seems like it's gonna go okay, I guess. But then Adam's like,
as Adam's explaining his position for how he views the world and how everything should go, he starts symbolically climbing the stairs.
Mm-hmm. And then guards rush into the room, and then she's like, "Guards, get him!" And they don't move.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I am very well respected, and the people seem to think that they need a new leader." And he kills her.
Yep. Straight up kills her.
Stabby, stabby.
And then symbolically throws her down the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Symbology 101.
It's symbolic.
Hmm. Yeah, so Adam is now the new leader of the White Fang, which is quite possibly the worst case scenario for everyone, including the White Fang. Because
But
he's a
at the
complete fuck
same,
muppet. But
but at the same time, it also sets Blake up for her whole thing being she wants to, you know, turn the White Fang into a force of good again,
yep.
and she also wants to defeat Adam, and now that's the same thing.
Yep, and it sets up her downfall in the next episode, probably, where they go through with their plan, like, hey, they're all assholes and they're working for Adam. Okay, so is everyone in the White Fang now. He's the new leader. Did you not hear?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's not going to be good.
Yeah.
And Hazel's like,
what the fuck is wrong with you, you fucking muppet?
really, dude, you couldn't have talked to me first. Like, if you just keep doing stuff on your own like that, I don't think our relationship's going to go anywhere.
And Adam is, if memory serves, hang on. Your leader was concerned that Sienna Khan wouldn't play ball. Now she doesn't have to be. Something like that.
But, like, dude, that was just kind of not cool. You could have told me first. I maybe could have helped you. We could have looked real cool together, but...
Nobody needed to die today. I like the echo of that. That was good. That little echo that he said that twice.
So we go back to Weiss crawling from the wreckage, and look at what we have here. Jackpot! Raven found her. Ooh, not good. And Raven, we get a point of view of Raven kicking us in the face.
Yeah. It's always nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get the impression they're going to try and ransom Weiss back to her father, and her father's going to be like,
No.
No one knows she's out there. No one. I don't really care about her, so yeah, kill her. Go ahead. I don't care. Solves the problem for me too.
I hope the pilot's alive.
Yeah, okay.
I thought about that when I was saying that. I was like, I hope the pilot's still alive. I feel like he could have a story or two.
He didn't get a name, so he is demonstrably less important than Fuck Nugget McRich guy from last season who got a name for no reason.
We'll call him Jerry. Jerry the pilot.
Is this sort of a psychic collective unconscious thing? He now has a name in your head, so he has a name in theirs, so they won't kill him?
Yes.
They wrote this season like a year ago.
Well, you know what?
6 months, maybe.
I'm going to retroactively send it. Jerry the pilot. The new fan fiction coming to you. He was kind of a jerk. He would let people die. But you know what? Deep down, Jerry had a family. And he kind of didn't get along with that family. And he kind of was transporting illegal dust. And ultimately was just kind of a dickbag, but...
Well, I mean, transporting illegal dust, transporting any dust at this point is illegal because of the embargo.
But, you know, we'll always remember you, Jerry, for that time you said, nah, let's not, my ship, my rules. You had your authority and you used it.
Yeah,
and I don't know what kind of person that makes you, but probably not a good one. An effective one, maybe. Sort of. I mean, you still crashed and died. So maybe Jerry wasn't so good of a pilot after all. We hardly knew thee.
Yeah, that's accurate. Well, it was accurate. I don't know if it is anymore now that we know he has a family he doesn't get along with and that he was transporting illegal dust, and he was probably not that great of a pilot because he crashed. And we actually probably know quite a bit about Jerry now, so, yeah, thanks for that. I guess that's the totality of the episode. I don't think there's anything else to talk about.
Overall, this episode was... You got some big things being set up.
Yeah. It was dense. There was a lot of stuff that happened in this episode, which was kind of a problem last season, was that there wasn't a lot happening.
Yeah, so I'd rather have the inverse because we can at least look at everything and we can try to, I'd rather have things be dense than just very barely spread out. Very just kind of not have much per episode.
Yeah.
We're eating.
All right, well.
Well, I guess that's the end of the episode.
Yeah, I guess I'm eating.
Yeah, so.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Zero's hungry.